In today's news, President Dr. Mohamed Moise pledges housing solutions for youth. Government unveils major housing project across 57 islands. And Economic Minister assures government assistance to local enterprises for global brand attraction.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to MMTV's English News Bulletin. I'm Aisha Tashkil with the news this hour. President Dr. Mohamed Moise pledges to address youth housing needs through upcoming development projects as part of his broader vision to build a developed Maldives led by active youth participation.
Speaking on the debut episode of the Spot On podcast, President Dr. Moise identified housing as the most critical need across all age groups. The podcast aimed at Maldivian youth allowed him to outline his administration's priorities. The president indicated that new housing projects would include special provisions for young people, including those who are unmarried or newly married. He acknowledged that housing shortages prevent many young people from starting families. The president revealed that his administration has already begun crafting plans for diverse housing categories tailored to various needs. He pointed out that youth represent approximately 1/3 of the Maldives citizenry, stating that his primary ambition is for them to become fully integrated in shaping the nation's trajectory, particularly during the country's ongoing transition to a digital economy. While acknowledging youth's existing contributions to society, the president expressed his desire to see young Maldivians leading in all sectors and taking pride in their national identity and Islamic faith. President Dr. Moise explained that their focus on youth is not merely symbolic, stating that the government is actively working to create meaningful opportunities through both public and private sector initiatives. During the podcast, the president answered 5 questions submitted by young people, demonstrated familiarity with contemporary youth slang, and shared personal anecdotes from his own youth. He concluded by reaffirming his commitment to transparency and accountability, encouraging young Maldivians to hold him to the promises he has made to them.
The Minister of Economic Development and Trade, Mohamed Said, has stated the government's commitment to facilitating the growth of local enterprises by supporting their efforts to attract and collaborate with internationally recognized brands. Addressing the policy direction under the administration of President Dr. Mohamed Moise, the minister emphasized that the government remains dedicated to fostering a conducive environment for business growth. He underscored that this would be achieved through targeted encouragement, regulatory support, and the provision of legal and technical assistance. Such measures, he explained, are intended to enable Maldivian businesses to establish partnerships with established global franchises or to develop distinctive local brands capable of competing in both domestic and international arenas. Minister Said further noted that the establishment of international brands in the Maldives offers a dual advantage, contributing to the diversification of the national economy while simultaneously promoting innovation, elevating service standards, and enhancing competitiveness within the local business sector. Despite prevailing economic challenges, the minister reiterated the government's unwavering commitment to advancing the private sector and ensuring that appropriate frameworks are in place to support sustainable enterprise development. These remarks were delivered following the official opening of the first Mali-based outlet of Havaianas, the globally renowned Brazilian footwear brand. Minister Said remarked that the introduction of such internationally respected names not only enriches the domestic retail landscape but also serves to strengthen the Maldives' appeal as a premier tourist destination. He observed that the availability of high-profile global brands enhances the overall visitor experience, providing additional incentives for the substantial influx of international tourists each year. The government of the Maldives has intensified its efforts to operationalize the Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) on agricultural cooperation concluded with Sichuan Province, People's Republic of China. On Sunday, senior officials from the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Welfare convened in Male with the sitting delegation from the Sichuan Provincial Department of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, accompanied by representatives of the Sichuan Academy of Agricultural Sciences. The MOU, ratified in 2024 during the state visit of President Dr. Mohamed Muiz to China, seeks to advance the development of the Maldives' agricultural sector. It outlines a framework to facilitate bilateral cooperation in strategic areas, including agricultural innovation, technical assistance, capacity development, and the promotion of sustainable agricultural practices. During the meeting, both parties reviewed the progress achieved under the agreement to date. Officials from the ministry underscored the concrete benefits already realized, notably the recent donation of agricultural machinery and test kits with an estimated value of $15,575 by the Sichuan Provincial Department. President Dr. Mohamed Muiz has shared his expectation that the Maldives' ongoing US dollar shortage could be resolved by 2027, allowing citizens to access foreign currency at official bank rates. In a statement made during the inaugural episode of the newly launched podcast Spot On, which premiered on social media platforms, the president responded to concerns raised by the nation's youth, particularly surrounding the persistent foreign exchange challenges. As economic reforms continue to take shape, the president reaffirmed that ensuring reliable access to foreign currency remains one of his administration's foremost priorities. Acknowledging the scale of the issue, he noted that while the solution would take time, the measures currently being implemented are expected to yield significant results. If these initiatives proceed as intended, he believes access to US dollars at the official exchange rate will become a reality within the projected time frame. The administration has introduced a number of reforms aimed at strengthening the formal financial system and phasing out reliance on the black market for currency exchange. Among these is a new foreign exchange law enacted at the beginning of the year, which mandates that all businesses generating foreign revenue must deposit that income with the banks operating in the Maldives. The policy includes specific provisions for tourism-related enterprises, which are now required to declare a per capita dollar amount for each tourist they serve. We have more news coming up after this short break. Please stay tuned.
Yine kanam verme ki bimesan ero afta gahan nasibari komme nasibari ka engha sofia mi homa kan ramnomo ge nila kuriya da promotion adibuna 200 rupiya mati komme vyapareka taasa ge bodit inam tevare 520 rupiya 500 rupiya ebbar inam haddiha pas has kofi onara bonnan pili sikdu istihare ke magina waate unde kele February bihin April 20 insan via roda hadiya marangalu insan fiara roda hadiya promotion.
Welcome back. In more local news, the Ministry of Finance and Planning has announced a far-reaching nationwide housing initiative that will result in the construction of 12,040 residential units across 57 islands.
Regarded as one of the most significant housing endeavors in the nation's history, the initiative underscores the government's steadfast commitment to improving living standards throughout the country. In line with this objective, the 2025 national budget allocates MVR 2.8 billion to the housing sector. Of this sum, MVR 1.8 billion has been specifically earmarked for social housing developments. The project, initiated at the behest of the Ministry of Construction, Housing and Infrastructure, will be implemented on a design and build basis. In this regard, the ministry has issued official requirements for prospective contractors, marking the commencement of the selection phase. The distribution of housing units will vary according to the specific needs and capacities of the respective islands. As per the ministry's announcement, fewer than 100 units will be developed in 20 islands, while 12 islands are each slated to receive 100 units. A further 2 islands will accommodate 150 units apiece, and 9 islands are expected to receive 200 units each. Notably, 14 islands will see developments exceeding 200 units. The procurement process will be conducted in accordance with International Competitive Bidding (ICB) procedures in strict compliance with national financial regulations. All pertinent information, including technical specifications, evaluation criteria, and financing mechanisms, will be detailed in the pre-qualification documents provided to interested parties. Bid openings are scheduled to take place between May 11 and 15, commencing daily at 10 a.m., as stipulated in the official gazette. These notices further contain detailed submission requests and procedural guidance for applicants. The government has described the housing initiative as a cornerstone of its overarching strategy to ensure that all citizens have access to adequate affordable housing.
The Minister of Homeland Security and Technology, Ali Ihsan, has denied allegations that the government orchestrated the arrest of former Controller General of Immigration, Mohammad Shamman Wahid. The arrest is linked to an ongoing investigation into alleged extortion involving foreign nationals. Speaking before members of parliament following several days of heightened public and political scrutiny, Minister Ihsan addressed a series of inquiries raised by lawmakers, particularly from the opposition, who alleged that Shamman had been unfairly targeted and framed. In response, the minister firmly rejected these accusations, emphasizing that the government does not interfere with the independent operations of law enforcement agencies. He stressed that any legal action against individuals would follow due process, irrespective of the individual's social standing or political alignment. Minister Ihsan stated that the government does not differentiate between individuals based on status or position, and reiterated that all persons are treated equally before the law. He added that in the event of any legal violations, the appropriate judicial procedures would be pursued. The minister further reiterated the government's commitment to fair and lawful investigations, noting that the Maldives Police Service would continue to exercise its full legal authority to investigate criminal allegations where applicable. The Athletics Association of Maldives, AAM, is preparing to hold the first tournament of the year, the association championship, scheduled to begin tomorrow. The event will feature over 250 athletes and be held at the Male Equine synthetic track. According to AAM, the tournament will commence at 7 a.m. with a 5,000-meter race in the Male over 16 category, alongside the high jump tournament of males below 16 years old, set to take place simultaneously. The women's category tournament will open with the under 16 shot put and 5,000-meter race. The association championship will continue until Saturday. The Athletics Association of Maldives has plans to hold 11 tournaments this year and to participate in 11 international tournaments. So far this year, athletes have participated in 12 international tournaments. The Maldives is set to welcome 1,290 new tourism beds this year as part of the government's ongoing efforts to strengthen and diversify the country's largest economic sector. Minister of Tourism and Environment Tariq Ibrahim provided the update during a press briefing held today at the President's office, where he shared the latest developments in the industry. He stated that 65 of the resorts currently in operation are owned and managed by Maldivian brands, while 110 are run by foreign operators. According to the minister, construction is underway at 156 resort sites across the islands. However, he acknowledged that work has come to a standstill at 61 of these properties and noted that the government is actively seeking ways to resume development at those locations. He also outlined recent progress in the allocation of new tourism properties, stating that 10 sites have been awarded through closed bidding, 3 through cross-subsidy arrangements, and another 3 via open bidding. The minister reiterated the government's broader vision for the tourism sector, emphasizing that current efforts are aimed not just at expanding capacity, but also at building resilience. He said that diversifying tourism offerings remain central to ensuring long-term benefits for the nation and creating a more sustainable and robust sector. More than 1,000 road traffic accidents were reported in the Male region during the first 3 months of the year, according to statistics released by the Maldives Police Service. Authorities have once again urged motorists to adhere strictly to traffic regulations in an effort to reduce a growing number of incidents on the capital's roads. Between January and March, a total of 1,068 accidents were reported across the region. The month-by-month breakdown shows that 318 accidents occurred in January, 398 in February, and 352 in March. The police provided a more detailed regional analysis of the accidents. In January, 152 incidents were recorded in Male, while 154 occurred in Hulumale. Vilimale reported 2 accidents and a further 19 incidents took place at Velana International Airport, VIA. February saw the highest number of accidents, with 216 reported in Male and 169 in Holomale. Vilimale recorded a single incident, while 12 were reported from the VIA area. In March, there was no significant reduction in the number of accidents. Male recorded 193 incidents, while 140 occurred in Holomale. 1 accident was reported in Vilimale, and VIA accounted for 18 incidents. Police emphasized the urgent need for all road users to comply with traffic laws, stressing that responsible driving is essential to ensuring the safety of all road users. And with that, we conclude the English News Bulletin. Thank you for watching and have a very pleasant day ahead.